Scrappy people, it's Traci Reed here today, and we are starting with some mixed media with these beautiful Catherine Pooler stamp pads. We are going a little bit fast because this did take a little bit of time, but I'm going to watercolor, and this is watercolor paper so it can stand up to water, but I definitely used too much water for what I wanted here, so we are going to back off on the water a little bit, but I'm using my Catherine Pooler inks with a paintbrush and some water to turn them into watercolors, but again, I used too much water, so these are definitely too washed out for what I want. So I'm going to back off a little bit on the water here. I'm going to wipe down the paper with with a paper towel, and then I'm going to start again with the color once it dries a little bit so that I can add some more on top. So I am using the Citrus Twist Handcrafted collection today, and I have sorted my die cuts by color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrapbook my creative teams this year. I haven't ever scrapbooked my creative teams before because generally I've just been on one, but I decided to branch out a little bit this year and join some more creative teams, so I wanted to celebrate that. You can see I am using a paintbrush to swipe on my color, and then I'm dripping some water on top because Catherine Pooler ink is water reactive, so I wanted that splotchy look. It's so cool. They are running together a little bit much, so I'm going to, again, I'm going to put the pink down here, and then I'm going to go over it with a paper towel again, and then go over the color again so that they're not quite so blurred together. But this paper came out so cool. I'm super excited about it. It's a great background for my layout. So I'm going to get out the paper towels. I'm just going to roll a paper towel roll across the paper to sort of dry it up once I've added my color here, so that it doesn't keep blending together. So you can see, got all my water splotches, and I'm cleaning up some of that excess water that was pooling in the yellow. And then I'm gonna roll the paper towel roll over the top, maybe. There we go. Now we got the yellow standing out a little bit more. Hello, cat, get out of my paint. I need to splotch it a little bit. Oh yes, the green was a little bit too runny too. So I'm going to splotch it a little bit, and then I'm going to get out the paper towels to stop it from blurring too much. There we go. All right, so now it is all dry and ready to go. I have 3 of the design team announcement photos, and I was going to put them all in a row, but I decided to offset them, and you'll see me do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this process in here like at my regular scrapbooking speed and show you like what I'm thinking. And then once I get these all laid out, I'm going to speed up the actual laying down of these embellishments because it did take me quite a long time. So this is just like me contemplating adding in colors as they go along, but then like the actual like putting down of these embellishments and making sure that there's not any like awkward gaps and there's no like weird spacing going on and everything looks balanced definitely took me a while. It is a very, very fussy layout. Anytime I'm going to start with mixed media, the whole layout's going to be fussy. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm laying down blues and the purples and the purples and the reds and the reds, and it's so cool. And I thought that this vibe and this theme of this collection was perfect for scrapbooking creative teams, obviously. So I'm going to start putting things down. We are going to speed up because, like I said, this is just so fussy. It took me forever, but I'm starting with the largest stuff so that like it forms a base of my layout. And I will say that that big embroidery hoop really, really, like, I mess with that so much once I get towards the end of this layout because it was just like, I don't know, it was just so large and round that I was having a really hard time working around it, but it comes out good in the end, so we got there. So I'm putting these things down and I decide, I need to be able to see here. So this is when I decide, okay, well maybe I want to offset these photos so that So Much Fun is going to move. You can see I'm also incorporating black, and I'm going to incorporate white stuff as well to break up that color blocking a little bit and kind of give your eye somewhere to sit in between all of the colors, because like it gives you a place to ground your eyeball so that like it doesn't all blur together. So I've got these three. There we go. I'm gonna put this one over here. Another way to sort of give your eyes somewhere to rest and like move across the page. If they were all in a row, it would create like a big white row, like visually, a white column, and offsetting them that way made it flow around the page better, so your eye goes back and forth rather than straight down. So now now that I have my photos where I want them, I am working around them to put down the big pieces again. I struggled a little bit with the black pieces because I didn't want them all clumped together visually. Again, I want your eye to move around the page. So they're sort of on a diagonal right now, but I think I'm gonna fuss with them a little bit more as the video goes along. To remove some of the stickiness from the puffy stickers, I just stuck them to my hand a couple times so that they aren't quite so sticky. That way, if I have to pull them up and move them around, they don't mess up the watercolor background. I don't want things to be too sticky so that the paint doesn't get messed up. Because I'm working with watercolor paper, it's a bit more fibrous than your normal cardstock, so it is going to more easily get messed up. And it does get messed up in places, but generally where I'm putting things back down, so it's not a big deal. All right, so you can see it's all coming together nicely. I'm still working in my colors together, but man, that embroidery hoop with that purple word bit, like it's just making me mad. It's just not working for me. So I'm just gonna mess with that a few times until it makes me happy. I did struggle more with the pink and purple zone than anything else, which is really interesting to me. I think it was just because of the shapes of what I had that were pink and purple more than anything else. I only had like 3 bits of purple, and so that was kind of a struggle to begin with. I used a lot of the purple stuff in my previous layout, I think, so I only had a few left. I decided to incorporate this color cast wood veneer into the page because I put it right underneath my color cast design team announcement, and I thought that that wood veneer like worked well to sort of break up the page, like kind of like the black and the white does. So I thought that that was kind of cool. Still moving things around. You can see I'm using that making things, which is black and white, another way that I'm breaking up the color. Now here comes the messing with the embroidery hoop until I'm happy, and I'm still not happy, so don't rest. I did incorporate the knitting needles. I do like knit and crochet. Obviously it has nothing to do with our creative teams, but you know, it works for this page, and I'm probably not going to use it if I don't incorporate it into here, so it just works. I have these sequins from Citrus Twist that like decorate your package when you get it, so I'm incorporating some of those. I knew I had more, but the cats got to them. So I do find them eventually, but not at the moment. I'm going to incorporate a couple more puffy stickers, including ones that are not from this collection, just so that I can fill out the space a little bit more. Finally cutting apart these 2 pages, and I'm going to add a title that says I make stuff. I need another label for the eye so that it is grounded in the layout, so I find this orange one, stick it up underneath this creative team announcement so that it's sticking out. So now it says I make stuff. Gonna mess with things a little bit more, and then I'm gonna call it good. I love this page. I hope you do too. If you did, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. Love to see you over there as well, and I will see you next time. Thank you.